can go into crafting an effective script? Jumping right onto the session. There are 4 important ingredients that can come into delivering a script. Ingredient number 1 is to write a script that one is extremely passionate about. What is it that thrills you? What is it that excites you? What is it that makes you delve more and more, makes you learn more about it? And that's the easiest thing. That's how we start our CC1 and CC2 and CC3 and then we stop. But if you go ahead and see what you're passionate about, you can create the same script into different topics. So for example, you would see Toastmaster Joe, who's extremely passionate about activities, and somewhere or the other he tries to fit it into different scripts. Or Toastmaster Lavanya, who talks about training and happiness, and she tries to craft her script around these 2 domains. So to give an example, let's say I'm very passionate about music. So my first script could be about music. My second script would probably be, how can music help to wade away depression? My third script would probably be, okay, let me talk about Ragam Hindolam, which can cure your morning sickness, Ragam Neelambari, which can put you to sleep. It's about delving into what you are passionate about. And how do we bring this passion? It's very essential that we maintain a congruent personality on and off stage. This is an important topic that I've done a little bit of research on, I would like to talk about. It's very essential that the personality we are off stage is exactly same as the personality we are on stage. The reason I'm saying this is you would find a lot of people who are introverts off stage who are not extremely confident, but then they come on stage and portray a very different self. And sometimes you find that tinge of artificiality which comes out. So it's essential that the language, the tone, the intonation, the words, the vocabulary that we use off stage should exactly be the same that we use on stage. And that requires a rigorous amount of practice. The second important ingredient that goes into writing a good script is obviously suitability of words. And this is where our vocabulary comes into play. It's essential we use the right words because the right words can actually transport the audience right into your script and they can travel you along with you on your journey. For example, let's say somebody comes over and does an evaluation and says, that was a nice speech. So what was nice about the speech? Do you mean nice was her voice was nice, her tone was nice, or she had a nice countenance? What is nice about it? Can you quantify nice? You could probably say that was a powerful speech. That was a thought-provoking speech. That was a well-rehearsed speech. When you use alternate words in your vocabulary, you're actually quantifying your feelings and emotions. Once we quantify our feelings and emotions, we are able to deliver our message in a powerful manner. When we are able to deliver our message in a powerful manner, we are including the audience in our speech. And once we include the audience in our speech, we've hit the nail right on the head. So it's essential that we substitute and use the right words in our speech. We don't keep using adjectives which are verbose. Something like it was amusing, it was amazing, it was fabulous. These are repetitive. What is it that we can do to use alternate words? And then most of you would have heard me saying this. I would recommend you reading Word Power Made Easy by Norman Louis, a fantastic book which will actually help each one of us to expand the scale of our vocabulary. The third most important ingredient that goes into writing a good script is actually painting a picture. So most of you who have done CC5, which talks about body language, there's a beautiful line in our manual which says the message that the audience hears should be exactly same as the message that the audience sees. Let me repeat that. The message that the audience hears or listens to should be exactly the same as the message the audience sees. That's powerful because here we are all artists on stage. And a visual message hits the audience faster and in a more profound manner than a message which is verbose. And since we don't have a canvas, we will actually need to paint the canvas of the stage with our words. So let me give you an example. Let's say you went to Pollachi and you're going to talk about the fact that you went into a bright green field. So one way, a very simplistic way of saying this would be, I walked into a bright green field. Simple, right? So all of us are visualizing a bright green field. Another way of painting the same statement would be, I walked into a bright green field which was fresh with the dewdrops from the rain last night, the birds chirping in the distance, the coconut trees swaying to the melody of the trees, the sun slowly peeping up and painting the sky a golden yellow. What's the difference between 1 and 2?
First one is a picture, the second one is a video.
A video. Okay, great. Thank you. That was extremely vivid.
Vivid imagery.
Sorry?
Provides us with vivid imagery.
A vivid imagery. So what happens when a speaker provides you a vivid imagery of what the speaker is speaking?
Makes speech more enjoyable.
Right. Enjoyable. And you're actually taking the speaker along with you. And more importantly, the audience is actually feeling the same emotion that you actually were feeling when you were in the field. Right? And that is when your speech or your script is a success. When you have this hair-raising tendency where the audience can exactly feel what you're feeling. So let's do a tiny activity. I want a few substitutive words. I'm going to say, I am sad. What can you substitute it with? Toastmaster Rakesh. If I say, I'm sad, can you put it in a better manner?
I'm upset, I'm depressed.
I'm upset, I'm depressed. Okay. Anyone else? Sandeep, what do you say? I'm sad, I'm upset.
You want an alternative?
Yes, an alternate word.
Alternative positive.
Sorry?
This gave a video.
Okay,
I'm married.
Okay, so that's
Excellent.
profound, isn't it, Akhilan? You just say I'm married, I can understand all the sorts of emotions
Within 1
you're
year.
going through.
Within 1 year.
Within 1 year, great. Okay, another one. I am a victim. Sorry?
Filled with melancholy.
Filled with melancholy. Excellent, excellent.
Sorrow.
Sorrow. Okay.
Finished my sales meet.
Okay, fine. Another one. I am a victim.
Accused.
Accused. Okay.
I'm the target.
I am the target.
Target.
Anything else? Sorry.
I was called for table talk.
Okay, brilliant. So you actually see people having their presence of mind on how they are actually using these as analogies to communicate what they want to say. So that was what I was arriving at. How can you use the same ordinary phrase as an analogy? And the fourth most important ingredient of writing a script is, what is the audience going to take away from my script? So normally scripts or speeches are delivered either for the purpose of educating the audience or entertaining the audience or persuading the audience or inspiring the audience. Educating, entertaining, persuading, inspiring. Normal 4 categories. It is not essential that you should always have a philosophical message in a speech. When I talk about takeaways, for example, when I listen to a humorous speech, what is the audience going to take away? Lots of laughter, lots of happiness, lots of light-heartedness, lots of joy. When an audience is listening to an inspiring speech, what can they take away? A message, an action plan, a to-do list. So when I start writing a script, it's essential that I understand and sit down and write down my intentions. What is it that I want my audience to do? Do I want them to laugh? Do I want them to take notes? Do I want them to get inspired? And that's essential. And once you have that vision in your mind, and once you know what you are extremely passionate about, it's very easy to go about writing your conclusion. Sometimes a lot of people start their script from the conclusion. I most of the times do that. So when I was doing my international speech contest last time, the first line that hit me was, I am going to conclude my speech with a handful of love. And that's how I wrote my speech backwards. It may work, it may not work, but it all depends on the kind of spark that excites you. So to summarize, and since the timer has already given me the red card, the 4 main ingredients that go into writing a good script are: number 1, what is it that you're passionate about? What thrills you, excites you, and makes you delve more? Second one, what kind of suitable words or adjectives that you can use to Substitute your normal usage of English. Number 3, how beautifully can you paint a picture by making it more vivid and descriptive? And number 4, what is the audience going to take away when you finish your speech? I'm available after the session or even later on if you want to discuss more about this script, and I wish you all the very best.